There's a law in the vast, endless plains of Mongolia, older than kingdoms, older than empires, older than memory itself. A law that few modern men will ever truly understand. It tests your body, your mind, and the very fiber of your identity. It is relentless, unforgiving, and indifferent to excuses. Comfort, hesitation, distraction, they do not exist here. The law breaks weakness before it can take root. Yet for those who endure, those who submit willingly to its rigor, transformation is inevitable. Their will is sharpened like a steppe-forged blade, their spirit boundless as the horizon itself. This is the law of the Wind Rider, the archetype of the Mongolian steppe warrior, and it awaits anyone bold enough to walk its path. In our modern world, most men drift through life unmoored, like horses without riders, moving only when external forces push them. Consider Temujin, a man like you or me, ambitious, distracted, yearning for meaning, and yet perpetually untested. He wakes each day with grand intentions. Today will be different. But by midday, he is already negotiating with his own will. A notification distracts him. A moment of comfort seduces him. He postpones, excuses, rationalizes. Each delay, each compromise, chips away at the essence of who he could become. The Wind Rider would recognize this pattern instantly. To him, the mind is a steppe, vast, unforgiving, boundless. Laziness, indecision, hesitation, they are not flaws. They are storms sweeping across the plains, threatening to flatten the unprepared. Temujin's failures are signals, not mere setbacks. Every moment of indulgence, every act of avoidance, points to where his spirit is soft, untested, and unshaped. Temujin is not alone. There's the office worker distracted by endless emails, the student drowning in social media, the athlete who trains sporadically and wonders why results are fleeting. Modern psychology calls this executive dysfunction, the inability to self-regulate. The Wind Rider calls it the softening of character. The awakening comes when you realize that your weaknesses are not situational. They are identity failures. Each hesitation is an opportunity to confront the storms inside yourself. The modern world shields you from these lessons, but the steppe does not. Temujin's journey begins with awareness, yet awareness alone is insufficient. It is the spark before the fire, the first step onto the vast plains, where the horizon stretches beyond comprehension, and every step tests resolve. To awaken is to see your mediocrity clearly, without flinching, without excuses. It is to feel the cold wind bite at your skin and recognize that only deliberate, disciplined action can carry you forward. And in that recognition, the first stirrings of transformation begin. The steppe is relentless, infinite, unforgiving. The Wind Rider system is not a set of tips or hacks. It is absolute, unyielding, and cinematic in its execution. Imagine a lone rider beneath the endless sky. The cold wind bites through fur and leather. Snow drifts across the horizon. The horse gallops tirelessly over plains that stretch to infinity. Every movement is deliberate. Every choice carries consequence. Every day is a test. Comfort does not exist here. Hesitation is fatal. This system fuses physical endurance, mental resilience, and spiritual alignment. The Wind Rider trains body and mind as one. Modern men balk at this simplicity because it is brutal. You must act according to your highest self, or you erode it entirely. There are no shortcuts, no exceptions. Every day you compromise is a day the steppe will test you. Picture crossing the Mongolian plains in winter. Snow obscures the horizon. The wind bites your skin raw. The sky is a pale, endless gray. Every step matters. Every breath is deliberate. The Wind Rider does not ask, he does. And in that doing, he becomes more than human. The system is not only physical. It is moral, spiritual, and psychological. Every choice is an extension of identity. Modern men live in abundance and comfort, yet they starve for discipline. The Wind Rider thrives in scarcity, embracing limitation as the crucible for strength. Survival, mastery, identity, they are inseparable. And that is the secret. It is not about doing more. It is about being more. Consider the hunters of the steppe, moving silently across frozen plains for days, reading the wind, predicting the movement of prey. Their endurance is measured not in strength alone, but in patience, foresight, and relentless discipline. This is the ancient system. Modern man resists it, but the Wind Rider embraces it. And so must we, if we wish to become unstoppable. Inside Temujin, and inside every man, rages a war few acknowledge. Dopamine urges comfort. Fear whispers lies of inadequacy. Doubt corrodes confidence. Procrastination spreads like wildfire. The Wind Rider sees these internal conflicts not as weaknesses, but as opportunities, signs of where the spirit must be refined. Each hesitation, each self-doubt, is the mind testing your resolve. When the body aches, when exhaustion hits, when the heart whispers surrender, the Wind Rider does not retreat. He interprets these storms as signals to engage, to push harder, to sharpen discipline. Modern science would call this executive function, the ability to self-regulate, resist temptation, and maintain focus. Ancient Mongol philosophy calls it mastery of the self, the first battlefield every warrior must win before facing external foes. The internal war is relentless. Temujin sees that surrender is the default. Victory belongs only to those who confront the storm inside. Every temptation resisted, every small act of courage, every deliberate action is a step closer to becoming the Wind Rider. This war is layered. The psychological, the biological, and the spiritual all intertwine. The mind seeks ease. The body seeks comfort. The soul seeks meaning. Victory emerges when all three align with the principle of relentless forward motion. There is a path, and it is singular, absolute. The Wind Rider's code demands that each thought, each action, each breath aligns with endurance, vigilance, and relentless forward motion. This is not about doing more. It is about being more. The modern mind resists alignment. It balks at rigor. It recoils from discomfort. It envies procrastination. And yet, this resistance is proof of the path's potency. To follow the Wind Rider, one must commit fully, rise before the sun, train when the world sleeps, embrace hardship without flinching, act when fear tempts inaction. The steppe offers no second chances. Comfort, hesitation, indecision, they are luxuries the Wind Rider cannot afford. Neither can you. The one path is simple. Act with absolute alignment to the self you wish to become, or be consumed by weakness. Temujin discovers that the path is paradoxical. Suffering is liberation, limitation is freedom, discipline is joy. And with each small victory, he feels the transformation ripple through body, mind, and spirit. Consistency is life itself. The Wind Rider's practice is relentless, like wind eroding stone, water carving canyons, fire tempering steel. Each repetition strengthens identity, neural pathways, and resolve. Neuroscience calls this habit consolidation. The steppe calls it survival. Temujin realizes the truth. Small gaps, minor compromises, fleeting indulgences, they compound weakness. Only by acting without gaps, with unyielding discipline, can one endure the infinite horizon of the steppe. This principle is not merely physical. It shapes thought, focus, and character. Like a river cutting through stone over centuries, identity is forged by relentless, disciplined action. Every small victory over weakness compounds. Every moment of deliberate effort accumulates until the man becomes more than he was. Ancient warriors did not wait for challenges. They anticipated them. They predecided every action, ritual, and response to temptation. Before battle, the Wind Rider had already chosen who he would be, how he would move, where he would rest, how he would respond to danger. Modern life is filled with distractions and uncertainty. The Wind Rider teaches pre-commitment, aligning identity before the storm arrives. Temujin applies this. Deliberate morning routines, pre-planned workouts, limiting indulgences, rehearsing responses to weakness. The principle is timeless. Preparation before crisis ensures mastery in action and mind. The horizon shifts. Temujin, once fragmented, distracted, and weak, emerges as the Wind Rider incarnate. Every cell, thought, and decision aligns with identity and purpose. The inconsistent self dies. A disciplined, resilient, unstoppable force rises. This is transformation. Weakness becomes irrelevant. Strength is no longer effort. It is nature. Freedom emerges, not from indulgence, but mastery. The Wind Rider's path is harsh, unrelenting, unforgiving, but radiant, mythic, and eternal. Temujin now rides across the infinite plains of his mind, across the winds of distraction and temptation, aligned with purpose, unstoppable in action. So can you? If this philosophy resonates with you, subscribe for more lessons from the Mongol Wind Rider and the path of the steppe warrior spirit. Mongolia. Ride the wind. Cross the plains. Become unstoppable.